I'm just waiting for people to join us. Hello, Patricia. Just seeing if we're going to have anyone else join us and trying to get this thing positioned correctly. Oh, that's better. Maybe. How are you doing, Patricia? Have you applied for any positions? Hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this after the fact, I'm just hanging out for a few minutes waiting on more people to join. Good, Patricia. And here's the thing. You have to just keep trying. When it comes to Upwork, it takes a little bit of time. There is a job that I posted in the Motherworks Facebook group. The post is about a very easy job that I know the person who's doing the hiring, and I said I would like as many people from our group to apply for the job as possible. And ironically, 0 people have applied for the position. 0 people from our group anyway. So it would be nice if we could get some of that, because what will happen there is I'll actually get to see what your profile looks like. I'll get to see what your proposals look like. We're going to start working on how to write a correct proposal, on how to make an interesting proposal, and how to make you stand out from other people who are also applying for that job. Hi, whoever joined us. Not a problem. All right. So we are going to go ahead and start talking about Upwork and questions people have. We're going to talk a little bit today about finding your worth and knowing what your skill base can bring financially. So, you have to excuse me, I do have a head cold because it's like 70 during the day and then 30 at night, so obviously everyone here is sick right now. But let's talk about the questions that I got in the group this week. We have 4. One was an email. The first one is, what is the best way to find freelance work? For most people, I recommend that you do some type of work for a company before you begin freelancing. And I post a lot of those kinds of positions inside the Motherworks Agency Facebook group. I don't make anything from most of those. There are a few that I'll say, I get a recruitment bonus for. But for the most part, I don't make any money off of those. It's a situation that, if you want to work call center jobs, but your best, you've never worked a call center before, or you want to work in customer service answering the phone, but you've never done that before, doing a job like working call center for Sitel, or what is the other one? There's like 2 or either 3 other companies that I've been posting jobs for. Arise. If you work for them, not Arise, don't ever work for Arise. Concentrix is the name of the other company. You can work for them for a little bit of time and get that call center experience or customer service experience. If you have a defined skill set, such as you have 30 years in customer service, or you have, right now we have someone who teaches college. Has her doctorate, and she's doing proofreading work, and within the next few days, her schedule will be full because she has a defined skill set. Now, me personally, I have done a ton of customer service, call center, collections, that type of work. So when I started working on Upwork, I landed a few different jobs that were customer service, call center based. And those helped me to develop the skills that would land me further jobs. So I always recommend Upwork, and I always recommend if you don't have a skill set that could translate into an online position, then go ahead and apply for a company job. If you're looking for a company job, you can reach over to the Motherworks Upwork agency page on Facebook, where I post those every day. Okay. The best places to acquire new skills. This is a question that we got today. Well, like I said, experience is a big one. If you don't have experience, maybe working on, let's say, graphic design, and you really want to learn how to do logo creation, but you don't necessarily want to go to college again or at all, you can go to a website called Skillshare. Skillshare is a great learning environment. I think it's like $2 a month, and you take classes or you go through material written by other people who have been where you are. There's a great story about someone who designs t-shirts and posters and all kinds of design type work is there. Well, there's also, like, if you want to be really good with Excel, you want to learn how to be just an Excel master, you can take classes on Skillshare on how to brush up your skills. So those are always ways that you can do that. And for $2 a month, Skillshare is by far the cheapest place for you to get new skills or brush up your maybe skills you haven't used for a while. All right, let's talk about the next one. The next one is a hard one. It's called our expected pay. Expected pay can be difficult to define. Okay. The best thing that you can do is look at your skill set. Make a few offers on jobs. And I recommend that you only apply for jobs, specifically the ones that are looking for Americans only. And I recommend this because let's say that, okay, number one, let me say I'm not putting anyone down here. I'm applying for a job, right? The minimum I'm going to take, I'm brand new freelancing. The minimum amount I'm going to take is $10 an hour. This person over here lives in the Philippines. She can do the same work that I can, but she can do it for $3 an hour. Some companies are going to go with the cheaper option. And a lot of times we will lose out contracts to someone who will do it cheaper. So once you find out what your value is, I know what my value is. I can tell you in 100% honesty, I don't answer an email for less than $20 an hour. And that's very seldom anymore. So when I apply for a job, if I'm looking for a job at the time, I'll say, okay, here's what I'll take an hour for what you're looking for. Sometimes people will come back and go, well, you know, my budget's really like $18 an hour. Can we compromise? Depending on the situation, maybe I'll want to work with them. That's a great example. Now, $20 an hour is just an example. That's not what I actually make an hour. I do make more than that, and you can make more than that, okay? I'm just giving you some clean, even numbers here to help you easily work your way through this, okay? So let's say $10 an hour versus $3 an hour. Some people are going to go for the 30. But if you look for companies who are hiring Americans only, they realize what your rates are going to be. Now, there's two different kinds of payment options to find out what your work is worth. One of them is a milestone payment on Upwork. What that is, and I have hired people to do milestone payments before. Let's say I want a blog article written and I just don't have time to do it, but I want to post it on a website, on my website. So I'll go in and post a milestone job. Someone will write the article, which I pick them in advance. And once it's completed, I will fund the milestone, which means they then get paid for doing that article. And that can be larger jobs as well. Let's say you're proofreading or you're writing articles, you are designing websites, you are designing logos, then you would get paid upon the completion of that project. A per hour job, you would be paid weekly on Upwork. Of course, a lot of that doesn't apply if you're working for an outside company. Should I leave? This is number 4. Should I leave a full-time job to be a freelancer? The first thing I would ask is, what happens if you fail? Okay. While a lot of people dream of being a freelancer or being a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom or dad, it's not easily realized by everyone. It's not super simple the first time you try it, okay? Sometimes it takes a while to get into a rhythm. And so I would never ever recommend someone leave a full-time job for a freelance opportunity unless they had a few months savings put up or they had another income source to live off of until freelancing picked up. It can take a while to get that first gig. Once you get your first gig, then you can get more. But it's getting your foot in the door. That's why when I see easy jobs like the one that I posted in the group this week, that I think they wanted a list made. They're willing to pay $5 for that list, and in turn, they're going to leave you feedback. That is gold in this industry. The feedback is what you want, because what you want to be able to do is show other employers, other people who are hiring freelancers, that you get the job done. And that's important. It's a big boost to what you're looking for. Do you guys have any questions or concerns or things that you'd like to ask me before I just start rambling for the night? I'm going to be doing a video in a few days where we're talking about like what my setup is, what computers I use, what software has been the biggest deal to me, etc. I keep forgetting that the camera's down here and then I have to look over here. That's why I keep looking at the screen. How long did it take you to get a job, my first job at Upwork? I'm not a great example on this one. I had my first job within a week. However, realized that I came into the position with a very defined skill set that I had been doing for 20 years already. I had a lot of experience. I was a computer nerd. You know, I came in typing 70 words a minute with the ability to multitask and answer emails proficiently and correctly very fast. In general, I can answer about 50 emails an hour, and that is if I have to find information to answer their email. But I've been doing this even before I started freelancing. I worked doing that type of work, so this isn't something new to me. Now, if you have defined skills and you can prove your skills, you have a strong resume, which we're going to start looking at resumes. We're going to start talking about proposals this coming week, like from this tonight to next Tuesday. We're going to talk about how to do a great Upwork proposal that will help you stand out. It's almost like doing an application, but you really want to say something that's going to catch the person's eye. That's important. You want to make yourself stand out, but you also don't want to over assert yourself. You don't want to you don't want to be cocky. You don't want to be a pain in the butt. There's also things as far as reaching back out to people. There are, or they have the ability on Upwork to say, that you are in an active position for a position, or an active. I'm gonna pull mine up and show you. Well, I'm gonna pull mine up and see what the exact words are. There are positions, active candidacies. In the last year, I have applied for a lot of positions when I had free time. So right now, there are still 4 people who are keeping my profile active because they're interested in working with me in the future. That's why you want your profile current. You want your profile to be professional, but you want it to stand out. That's important. Now, if you're ready for your profile to be previewed, you can send me a message or you can tag me on the Facebook group, or you can comment below. My email address is tiredmama1212@gmail.com. I will be reviewing profiles in the next coming days and then sending out points and tips to people on how to improve. We're going to start talking about these proposals, and it's important that when you do a proposal that your profile backs up what you say. If your profile says that you type 20 words a minute, but then you go in the proposal and you're like, I can type 50 words a minute and I can do this and I can do that, but none of that's mentioned in your profile, you kind of look like you're trying to just really hard to get the job. So it's important to make your profile professional. It's important to make your proposal match what you say, and that you prove how you can be worthy to the people hiring. Okay? Any other questions tonight? I see 3 of you. Two of you. I'll tell you right now that when you're applying for jobs on your own and not through the MotherWorks agency, make sure that you only apply for jobs that are payment verified. You do not want to apply for jobs that are not payment verified. Okay? That's important. All right. Any other questions or concerns? My family is coming back in at this point. Let's see. Can you... Your profile is private now. Are you on the... Let me pull up my roster. I see your profile. I see your profile. I'm not sure why it's showing that you are private. You may have selected for your profile to be private, but I do see it as public right now. It is time for me to go, though. If you have questions or concerns, you can leave them in the comments here, and I will be live again next Tuesday night. Bye, guys. How do I end this?